Assalamualaikum semua. Untuk makluman, kita juga live di YouTube. Jadi kepada pelajar-pelajar dari CFS yang telah pun masuk ke Google Meet, saya ucapkan selamat datang. Assalamualaikum semua, apa khabar? Waalaikumsalam. Ya. Semua masih ada kat rumah ke? Oh, ada yang boleh balik ke kampus? Pelajar berkeperluan ya? Okey, kita tunggu sebentar lagi sebelum kita mulakan. Untuk saya heran macam suara saya. Cik. Boleh sekejap saya nak cari kat mana link dia. Yo. Okey. Okey Laila dah. Madam Farihah, Assalamualaikum. Apa khabar Madam Farihah, sihat ke? So kita tunggu lagi seminit dua sebelum kita mulakan. Uh, uh, di YouTube sekarang kita ada 21 viewers. Rasanya akan ramai di YouTube kot ni. Ha, ha, ha. Eh, Mungkin Madam Fariha kenal lagi kot ni Profesor IR Zuraida. Aisyah, okey kot? Waalaikumsalam. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Aisyah, for the introduction. First of all, I would like to apologize. I am having some technical difficulty with my camera right now, so I'm not be able to open my camera for a while. Okay, pertama sekali yang dihormati Madam Farihah dari CFS, lecturer dari Department of Manufacturing and Materials Engineering Department. Profesor Zuraida as our speaker for today, Dr. Aiman dan juga Dr. Muhammad. Yang juga dihormati pelajar-pelajar dari CFS, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat pagi. Pertama sekali saya ingin ucapkan terima kasih kepada semua kerana sudi untuk hadir pada sesi pada pagi ini. Besarlah harapan kami dari Department of Manufacturing dan Materials Engineering to have this session with all of you. For your information, the event today is organized by the Department of Manufacturing and Materials Engineering. This is one of the department that we have in Kuliah of Engineering at IIM Gombak. Today we will have some sharing session, especially on the topic of recycling, and I hope that student can take some benefit from this sharing session, and can also, we are looking for volunteers or participant to join with our program for this year. The program that we are trying to introduce today will be a series of program where we are going to involve a lot of parties in this program. So I really hope that student can join this program, because I'm sure this is going to be a very interesting program. And at the same time, we are from Department MME. We are happy to help the student. Should you have any question regarding the programs that we have in KOE Gombak. So on behalf of the department, I would like to extend sincerely thanks to Dr. Laila for organizing this program. She has been the spearhead of this program since the beginning. So for that, I thank you very much. And also not to forget other members from the department as well for their coordination and support for this program. Thank you also to Madam Farihah as our counterpart at CFL Gambang to organize this program. I hope that we can further collaborate more in the future with CFL Gambang, and we are looking forward to be more engaged with the students. Although I have a lot of things to say, but perhaps I should reserve it for Professor Zuraida after this. So again, thank you very much. With that, I think I'll end my welcoming remarks. And dengan lafaz Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, dengan ini saya merasmikan program Recycle for Life, Sustainable Initiative for Younger Generation. Thank you, Aisyah.
kertas minyak yang coklat tu.
Kertas minyak yang coklat tu, right? It's a paper which is coated paper. We call it coated paper. Alright. So apa about Shazadi, Najmi?
I just eat some piece of bread.
Or some piece of bread.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
It's still rezeki.
It's still basically good, Najmi. Alhamdulillah. Then why you are having that bread, it is packed with a very nice plastic packing, right?
Yes,
It
yes.
is a slices bread. Am I right?
Slices bread. Gardenia.
Gardenia. Small bread. we forget, let Umar in our case to say, we call it of- so not discredited us, but just with the, so then this circle not work, right? So just now, with this, we are carrying one responsibility here, not just we are given the responsibility to govern the world, like Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, to govern the world, possible way to have to carry that. We have to carry that. Among other things that we have to make sure of, that we have to make sure that our world is sustainable to the next generation. So just now we did mention what we are having during the breakfast minute. We are having a very busy life. We have next slide, right? We have a very busy life. Just have morning, see the future back. Let us see the side, the facts, something here. And of course, bread it is packed with a very nice design plastic bag with some tag there. So and then to join this what we call it meeting, the shirt that you are wearing, the handphone that you are using, for some of you using a handphone to look at the YouTube, for example, all these are made from materials, right? And then this material will be processed, will be manufactured with certain processing technique. So we cannot run away from using the materials, and Allah created the materials with a lot of purposes, and we have a lot of vast spectrum of material, from plastic to ceramics to polymers, ceramics to metals, and metals is also special, right? Metal is also special until Allah recorded metals in the Al-Quran. In what the surah is mentioning about metals? Yes, my dear brothers and sisters. What is the surah? The Allah recorded one surah with the names of metals.
Al-Hadid.
Al-Hadid, yeah. Al-Hadid. And then Allah also mentions about the engineering of material and the manufacturing process in the, because yesterday is what we call it, Yaumul Jum'ah, right? Yesterday is Friday. And Allah, normally in Friday we recite, you are encouraged to recite Surah Al-Kahf. So in that surah, we have a very nice ayah about Zulkarnain, where Allah mentioned, Atuni Zubarul Hadid. So what does it mean there? So because we want to highlight how Zulkarnain are using material technology and the manufacturing process in order to do what? Yes, my dear brothers and sisters.
In order to tan the metal, to manufacture the metal and to do some construction maybe about the walls that hold the Ya'juj and Ma'juj.
Yeah. So when in that ayat, Allah mentioning that Atuni Zubaru Hadid, bring me to metals, right? Bring me to metals and melt it, and then they will put in between the two mountains. What is the purpose? Like Najmi says, they want to stop the Ya'juj and Ma'juj. And with that technology, if not, the Ya'juj and Ma'juj will do the destructions to the world. And how important is the material? But like what we mentioned today, just now, with the importance of the material, but our actions sometimes determine the future generations. And what you have done, what you do with all the materials around you. Let us go to the next slide. When you use the plastic after, when you eat the bread, and what you do to the plastic, when you eat the roti canai, I'm so sorry to say that, and me also, what we do with that, with that waste, with that garbage, with that plastic waste. This is what we normally do, right? We just throw it away, and then we just throw it away, and then there are in Malaysia show the statistics that the waste for there are a lot of waste that we have to face. For example, like the blue one is for the organic waste, the food that we cannot finish, and the what we call it, the orange one is paper waste. The gray is for plastics, and there's a lot of waste, and it's high tonnage of garbage that we have been thrown out in the landfill. And look at our landfill. This is today. What happened if our landfill, if we keep on throwing the garbage, you might see that the increasing of the garbage in our landfill by the statistics shown in the pictures there at the bottom of the pie chart there. So you might see that our world full of the garbage. And this garbage, of course, and this waste, of course, if not properly treated, what is going to be? It's going to be. Yes. What happened? What going to be happen to us? What do you think?
We will live in maybe in some horrible situation like stink smells everywhere, some vectors like fly or cockroach run everywhere.
It's fly, cockroaches, which is we give sometimes cause some other disease to us, right? But it's not just that. Just imagine this waste. Some of the plastic waste, for example, it takes 10 years. Some take 20 years. Some take 30, 100 years to degrade. And what's happening? What happened then? So what happened to our landfill? So could be in 10 years' time, our landfill will full of waste. And after in 10 years' time, could be you complete, you become an engineer, or you become somebody, you get married, and you have children. And where is your children going to live if we keep on doing this? And by the way, next, if we if we keep on doing this, you might see that this garbage. Can we have another slides, please? This garbage, when you with the what we call it, the reactions that occur, you might see that this reaction might cause the leach out of some toxics into the landfill. So you might see that the pictures there, it will show the infertility of the soil there, of the landfill. And then some of them will go to our river, for example, and some of the toxics will go to the underground water, and then you dig the water, you make it well, or some of it will dig the water and you drink from that water. So what is the effect to you? What is the effect to you? Of course, if we are not treating the garbage properly, you might see it's become infertile, or the soils become not good, and it's become dried, and you cannot plant the tree there. You cannot plant the vegetables there. So what is going to happen? So you might see that from a very nice place in this earth next, you might see that our earth become very bad for us to live in, right? So what happened? This is today. This is today. What happened in another next 5 years? Just imagine in another next 10 years. So if you are not going to do anything about it, what happened to the next generations? So our world is not going to be sustained. So next, please. All right. So some of the ways. Okay, we with the technology, we are going to put it in the incinerators. We burn it, right? Because we don't want to dump it in the landfill. But when we burn it with the combustion and oxygen like that, there must be some ashes and there must be some smokes. So there might be some smoke. So with this smoke will pollute the air. And with the pollutions of the air, so it will give back effect to this world as well. So just imagine, again, I repeat, this is today. But what happened in the future? So thanks to the technologies, to the material engineers, to the manufacturing engineers who are designing some mechanisms to reduce the pollutions by doing the thermal treatments. We have experts in the department who are doing that thermal treatment to reduce the pollutions. So, but we need more materials and manufacturing engineers so that we can help to reduce these pollutions. Yes, next. So we are given the task as a Khalifa. So let us do something. What do you think we can do in order to help the world? What we can do in order to help the world? What do you think? Yes, my dear brothers and sisters.
Spread awareness about recycling more.
Create awareness to all the people about recycling. Yes, what else?
Start recycle.
Again?
Start recycle.
Start recycling the materials. Yes, Medaiha. What else? Can we listen to Patricia? Yes. What we can do too, because we are the Khalifa of Allah. We have appointed as a Khalifa, and we have to do something in order for our next generations to live in a very nice world. So what we have to do? Yes.
Use alternative materials.
Use alternative material. Good. What else?
Reduce single-use plastic.
Reduce single-use plastic. Yes, Alia. What else? Azim, what says you regarding this?
Save the world for me. We use less carbon emitting vehicles.
Use less
carbon emitting vehicles.
Use less carbon emitting vehicles. Very good. So is one, what do you think? Because we are the Khalifa, we have to do something. Allah has appointed us. Allah have given us the responsibility to save this world. So what are we going to do regarding that? Yes, Faris. What do you think? Yes, Alia, you want to say something? Yes, Faris. What do you think? You are young people. Normally, you are very, what we call it, creative. You have a lot of ideas, and we want to listen to your ideas because we need your help. We are coming here because we need your assistance. Why? To make sure that in the future, that the world is sustainable for the next future generation to live in. Yes, Najmi.
Maybe for me, we can create some like now. We have electric car. Maybe we can create some fuel that masuk alam. Yes.
Environmental friendly. Yes, very
Yes.
good.
Maybe
Right.
from organic substance or as.
All right. So that's very good suggestion. So see, I told you that young generations sometimes they have a better ideas. They are very creative, but you need to do is just what we call it, come and help us in sustaining the world. All right. And another thing that we would like to highlight is, do you remember during your ta'aruf that some of the committee mentioning about khair? Ada khair? Attribute of khair? Yes. Ada tak? Tak ingat dah. Liana ada? The concept of khair, khalifah. A is stand for what?
Amanah.
A is amanah. I
Ikhab.
is
Ikhab and rahmatan lil alamin.
Khair stand for khalifah, amanah, iqra, and rahmatan lil alamin. All right. So in this khalifah, because we in early discussion just now, we said that we are being governed, we have been appointed by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala as Khalifah of Allah in this earth, and we have to take care about what we call it, this earth, and then we are carrying the amanah. But with this amanah, without the iqra, without the knowledge, we cannot do anything. So we need to equip ourselves with the knowledge, and with this knowledge, we are going to help people. We are going to help us. We are going to help people around us, and we are going to help the physical world, the makhluk, other makhluk. So the concept, the easiest concept of Khalifah, if you have the next slide, please. We are going to have, we have to make sure that we make ourselves good. We have to make sure that our what we call it, our people around us good. So to make sure, the first thing first, if you are not good and we want to make sure that other people are good around, that's quite difficult, right? The first thing first, we have to make sure that we are good, make sure people around us good, that make sure the physical world that we are living in good, meaning that we have to take care about our world. And this is come under the concept of sustainability of the world. But as a Khalifah, we are willingly want to do that because of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, and we are, in order to make the successful of the jobs that we're supposed to carry out as a Khalifah, we have to sincerely carrying that amanah given to us. All right, and then next, what our action in order to carry that responsibility. So definitely some of you have given us some ideas on carrying the responsibility as a Khalifah. But the first thing first, when we want to minimize the destructions of our earth, the first thing first, we have to reduce the waste. What we have to do in order to reduce the waste? What we have to do in order to reduce the waste? Yes. Anybody would like to suggest what we are going to do in order to reduce the waste? Can we listen from Adlin? Alia dah cakap, Najmi dah cakap. Yes, Adlin. You want to share something with us? Adlin or Kasrina or Nuraina? Oh, this is best. Suro Cici. Who is Suro Cici? Yes, how can we reduce the waste in this is? Meaning that the food after we are eating, we have eaten, we are going to have what we call it waste. And how are we going to reduce this waste? Yes. Anybody? Wardah?
We can reuse the waste as compost.
Yes, good. We can reduce the waste by making it into compost. Yes, good, Shariza. What else? What else? Yes, Alia?
Shop eco-friendly with reusable bags.
Apa tu, Wardah? Dia
Shop
terputus-putus.
eco-friendly with reusable bags.
Use reusable bag. That's what you say, Wardah?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Good. We use reusable bag. What else? You can use your chat if you want to. You feel like shy to speak here, but you cannot shy. You are going to be a Khalifah. You are going to be next generation's leader. So speak out, voice out. Inshallah, you can become a good leader, inshallah, in the future. Yes. What else? How can we reduce the waste in this earth?
For clothes, because I have heard before that we have many clothes waste also. Rather than buying something brand new, we can buy from bundle or pre-loved, but some people wouldn't like that. But I would prefer to buy second-hand clothes to avoid waste from fast fashion management.
All right, good. Meaning that you are buying something, at least sometimes that small effort that will help to sustain this world. We didn't realize that we are doing something good because Allah keep on mentioning that Allah will start with Ya ayyuhallazina amanu amilus salihat and until akhir ayat. So you might see that people who are believing in God and do the good things. Sometimes we didn't realize that the good things that we are doing might contribute, might give us some pahala. And we are depositing a lot of pahala so that we are given the Jannah later on in the Akhirah. So that's good intentions, Alia. So what else? What else? Yes.
Buy only what you need.
Buy only
what you need. Apa yang perlu sahaja.
Yeah. Beli apa yang perlu sahaja. Good. Beli apa yang perlu sahaja. What else?
For the food waste, we can use it as a fertilizer, as organic fertilizer. So we can sell it.
Food waste can use as a fertilizer, make it a compost, as a fertilizers. That's good. What else? The daily thing. Sometimes we didn't realize
your own lunch.
Again?
Pack your own lunch.
Yes, very good, Nurul. Sharifah, we pack our own lunch, meaning that we are avoiding buying by using the plastic or what we call it, polystyrene packs. And then after eating it, we just throw the polystyrene away, and polystyrene is one of the material that cannot be recycled. And then polystyrene also takes some time to degrade. So it will pollute our landfill. It's very good. And what else? Because sometimes, just remember, there's a lot of things that you can't do. And then you have to highlight it to the people around you, because we are the Khalifah of Allah. We have to remind others as well to make sure that our world is going to be a better place to be living in. All right. For example, like some of our mothers, our fathers, when they went for grocery, they are buying some fishes, right? So normally 4 types of fishes, they are packed in the 4 plastic bags, for example. And because of the nature of the fish, which is a little bit dirty with some bloods and the smell is not good, they pack it into 2 plastic bags for each type of the fish. This is common example, right? So just imagine if it is 4 types of fishes that be bought for a week's of meals, for example. So you might have 8 plastic bags to be thrown to the landfill. So these 8 plastic will take about 20 years, 30 years, 50 years to be degraded. And then just imagine again when it is in the landfill, and then this landfill, when it with microorganisms, with the raining, with the sunlight and everything, so some of the chemical inside it will leach out and come out into the soil. When it comes to the soil and it goes to the underground water, what happened to us? So if you read some of the article, we know that this is common for 4 people. When you have 4 people in a group, there one will have cancer. And according to the statistics, sometimes it is because of the things around us, the pollutions around us, that we are not taking care of it. So we have to be aware of that, and we can highlight it at least to our families to take care of this type of thing. So what are the solutions, for example, in reducing usage of the resources? For example, we don't want to use many plastic. We can use reusable things. For example, you bring the basin or the container to the what we call it, kedai ikan, for example, and ask them just to put in the container all all 4 types, because we're mentioning about 4 types of fishes just now, all the 4 types of fishes in the one basin, and just take the basin back, clean that basin after completing washing that fish. Just wash the basin and keep it back, and then the next time just use it. No plastic is used, right? As simple as that. And then we go to the market, for example, you go to Giant, you go to Eon, for example, or where you like to shop. Madam Iha suka shop dekat mana, Madam Iha?
Di Kuantan tak ada banyak choice, Doktor. So kita pergi pasar
kesian.
baru je. Kuantan tak ada Aeon sini.
Tak ada Eon, di komplek Teruntung. When you go to komplek Teruntung, it's okay because I know Kuantan quite well because I'm from Texas, Kemaman, Cukai Kemaman. Sorry. So Shida, where you go to komplek Teruntung, right? So you want to buy some ration for a week, so that when you go back to Mahala, at least you have biscuits, you have the things. And normally they are giving you plastic bags, right? They are giving you plastic bag, and you with your plastic bag, you will go back to your Mahala. Actually, you can reduce that by bringing your own bag, your own recycle bag. All right, that is how we reduce the consumptions of the resources. And then the usage of reusable things, for example. So we come to reusable. There are some other, what we call it, material that can be reused, all right? And then, for example, like ceramics glass, instead of drinking in the plastic glass and after that you throw it, just bring your own plastic container so that you can drink your plastic container, and then after that wash it, keep it, and then reuse it, right? Rather than you go to the what we call it, the canteen and buy plastic water inside the bottle, and after that it's only cost RM1 or 50 cents. But if you throw it many times, so just imagine. It is in the statistic that shows that one individual consumes about I can't remember because I just go through it, about 1 square feet of what we call it landfill of waste they are consuming for 2 to 3 days. Just imagine that. If you are not be careful of that, and there are how many of us here? So just imagine we are going to equip, or we are going to fill all the landfill with all a lot of garbage. So just try to bring your own, what we call it, container, for example, so that you can reuse the product. And then the things that we are going to highlight today, there are a lot of other things that we can use, but since our topic we are under recycle, of course we can recycle the thing. Meaning that the plastic that is being used can be recycled. What does it mean by recycle? Meaning that the used material, we reprocess it, and then we make it a new product that can be reused. This is what we call recycle. But in order to reduce, in order to reuse and recycle the materials, we need the knowledge. We need the knowledge. Not all the material can be recycled. For example, plastic bag. Plastic bag that put kalau orang Melayu kata plastik gelenyar lah, yang bunyi kecil-kecil, yang plastik nipis tu, it cannot be recycled because it's the more plastic bag. Okay, it can be, but with certain processing. But what is that processing? All these things we need to have ilmu. You can see the rate one here. We need to have ilmu how to reuse the material, because some of the material they cannot be reused. For example, some plastic product, kita suka sangat reuse some plastic product lama-lama kan. And especially when you use that plastic product, put some hot water inside it, there will be some chemical reactions. And then it will cause toxicity to your hot drinks. And then when you drink it, it will cause some cancerous thing inside your body. So we have to have ilmu on that. Then how we have to gain that ilmu, we have to search for the ilmu. So material that can be reused, we need ilmu on that. Material that can be recycled, we need some knowledge about that. Process needed to come out with minimal pollutions, we need the ilmu for that. And of course, definitely we are concerned about the cost and how we can make the material cheaper. We have to look at the cost of the production, cost of material, and then we have to balance between the save, SAFE, to save safety for our life, save, and then how to save our money. And we need, in order not to over design, over process, or selecting the material which is very expensive. So how to balance between safe and safe also need to be to have ilmu on that. So next slide please. So these are the knowledge that we need. So the processing of the material, as I mentioned, I'm not going to go deeper in it. The material, type of material that we are going to use, you have to know about it. If you go to the what we call it, the market, for example, you buy some bottles, you can see at the bottom of the bottle there are some code there that show the cycling symbol, which is 3 arrow in the triangle things. There are numbers there. There are code behind that. It shows to us how many times that material can be recycled. So you have, that means that certain material, they have some limited time, some not limited time, some cycles that they can use, how many times that they can reuse. So not all the material can reuse for so many times. So make sure that when you have plastic, for example, ceramic is okay, can use many times. And sometimes you also need to study about the glaze. Nampak tak yang kilat-kilat tu dekat ceramic material? That is glazing material. We call it glazing material. So we need to have to know also the type of glazing material. Some are they have lead in the glazing material. So we have to make sure as well about that glazing material. But specifically talking about plastic, so you have to make sure. Sometimes at our house we have the tendency to have plastic, what we call it, cup, for example, plastic plate, for example. Why? Because it is not easily broken, and we have small children, we have our young brothers and young sisters, so we need tendency to give that plastic, and we have been using it for so many years now. But you have to really careful on that thing, because sometimes they cannot be recycled, it cannot be reused for so many times, and we need knowledge for that. And this knowledge comes from material engineering, and this knowledge comes from, because this material, they need to be processed. And then this process, they go through manufacturing process. Then we need to have what we call it, knowledge also in the manufacturing process. So when we talk about sustainability of the world, we go a little bit beyond from the recycled material. We have to understand also there are materials that are easily degrade, so they are not occupied the landfill, because after 7 days, for example, they are already degraded with the help of microorganisms. So we have to have knowledge about that, and we have all these things taught in the IIUM, in your own universities. Where is it? In the we call it as MME department, Manufacturing and Material Engineering department. Why we keep on talking this to many people? Because we need a lot of people to help us to make sure that our world is sustainable to the future. Because we are not going to be one of the persons that do the destructions in this alam, in this earth. we are going to carry that responsibility. And then manufacturing, because there are many manufacturing processes that are not what we call it, which give also some destruction to the world because of the waste. Because when we cut something, there is the waste. But with the technology and with the ilmu that some of manufacturing engineer have, we also have some what we call as green manufacturing technology, and we have some what we call as sustainable manufacturing process, which is considering about machining costs, reducing in power consumptions. Waste management is very little coming out from that process. And then of course it's safe to the people who are operating it, safe to the environment. And then of course there are also environmental friendliness. So this is our target in MME as well, to have what we call it, people who are realizing they are responsible in taking care of the earth. I keep on mentioning because it's a manhaj in Al-Quran, right? Was something which is important, need to be repeated in so many times. So materials combining with a green material, combining with green manufacturing process, we will, even though it is a small help to this earth, inshallah, if everybody thinking about it, then inshallah we can help the earth, the world, and we become will become a better place for us to stay. Next, please. So what we are offering in IIEM. So we are not talking, see how the waste due to the manufacturing, this is the waste of electronic product just now. There are many ways because we are going to for IR 4.0. Siapa tahu IR 4.0 ni apa?
Where everything is automated and computer controlled.
Yeah, where everything is automated and computer controlled. So are you going for, yeah, many people are going for automations and many are going for controlling. We are talking about IoT. Apa tu IoT?
Internet of Things.
Yeah, Internet of Things. You look like you are quite well versed with IR 4.0, Shariza. And can you share with us what do you know about that? We need to share. It's okay, Shariza. We need to share.
In my understanding of IR 4.0 is that in every industry, there will be less workers and more autonomous robots that will do the work instead of humans, so that everything can be more efficient and smooth, can work smoothly.
Yeah, very good, because people are going for IR 4.0, they go for automations, and then less worker, and then what we call it, less worker. Of course, sometimes there are what we call it advantage and disadvantage. Just imagine those are backyard industries that might be eliminated because of these things. There are many discussion, focus group discussion, many workshops has been conducted for IR 4.0, and then even you like Shariza, it's very good because you are keep update with the trends, the global trend, and I like that. I like the youngsters or the youth who are keep track with the trends. When people are talking about IoT, and many people know they are more towards what we call it, going towards computer things, computer of things. So this is because we are talking about cyber security, we are talking about block data, we are talking about cloud computing, right? But can we realize, are you realized, in order to have all these things, in order to have cloud computing, you need some computers, you need some chips inside it, you need some wires inside it, you need a lot of things. And then furthermore, you have to think about how to manage it, to make things smaller so that even though it's small, it can store a lot of data inside it. So what is the bottleneck there? Yes. Because we have to make you clear about all these things. Because in our department, Materials and Manufacturing Engineering IIM, we are what we call it, we are focusing, even though we are going towards what we call as IR 4.0. It is a must because we have to keep track with the dynamic changes of the technology, but at the same time we have to think about environmental sustainability. Okay, we have to think about environmental sustainability. And then when we talk about the cloud computing, about all computer, Internet of Things, we need to understand as well, we need material engineers to process the chips. We need material in a lot of processing, and then with the dynamic technology, for example, like your what we call it, your handphone. I just use, some of you just use iPhone 10. Tak sampai berapa bulan iPhone 12, 11. Tak sampai berapa bulan iPhone 12, iPhone 13, iPhone 14. That is to show the dynamic changes in the technology, right? And then what happened to the one that are obsolete? You're going to throw it away, right? So what happened to the materials then? That is one thing. Forget about that thing. But coming back to IR 4.0, you are going to use chips. And then because of the dynamic changes, that chips is not valid anymore. You need to have another chips. You need to have another thing to make the autonomous, to make the robotic works, to have all those things. And we need to manufacture that chips. And then we cannot manufacture with conventional way of manufacturing it. It's going to be a lot of waste. And where we are going to dump that waste. We have to do something which is very advanced. For example, like additive manufacturing. For example, 3D printing. We need all those things so that we have a green manufacturing process, for example. And we need advanced material. Even though it's advanced, it will fulfill the what we call as green material. Apa maksud green material? Adakah dia warna green? Tak, maksudnya material that not going to make waste in a lot in this dunya, right? So, but all these things need to have some knowledge. We need to have knowledge, and that's why our department are offering that. And at the same time, we need some expert. We need some people together with us to bring this, to highlight this. It is a bottleneck. Without these two things, nampak tak yang saya bulat-bulat ni, benda yang lain-lain ni tak akan jalan. Tak ada material, tak ada processing, macam mana nak ada benda-benda ni semua? Macam mana nak ada pengkalan data yang ada big data? Macam mana nak ada benda ni kalau tak ada sesimple-simple wire yang made daripada copper and then daripada rubber dan salut copper? Did you think about that? And then because people are running for the IoT and people are running for the computer, we are lacking in the material engineer and how to process the material. So we're a little bit worried about that. That's why we come here, because we are going to see what is the effect to the future generations. Okay, next. Coming back to our recycling business. Yes, next. I'm so sorry, my internet is quite slow. So as I mentioned here, we have to know a little bit, because we are in the business of recycling. Why we need to recycle the material? Because we want to help the products. And of course, we already says that we need some ilmu, we need some knowledge. That's why we are highlighting to you just now. But coming back to here, because we are going to have a what we call it, activity with the process, we say that not all the material can be recycled. There are some material that can be recycled. For example, like clean paper, cardboard, empty plastic bottles, jugs, and what else? And then empty can and all these things, they are material that can be recycled. That's why we are just recently we talk about recycling. All right, I have been blessed to studies in overseas in 90 sama dengan Brother Muhammad, Dr. Muhammad, in 1993, 1994 in Manchester. They already do the recycling things long before 1996. I don't think that you already born at that time. Dah lahir ke Syafina 1993. Dah lahir belum? Kasrina dah lahir belum? Wardah? Belum kan?
Not yet, madam.
Syafina kata belum, Wardah kata belum. Not yet. But they are talking about, because they know about all these things. So that's why we are coming here, just to create an awareness and then do some activities so that you will help us in maintaining and sustaining the world. All right. So all these people, all the things in the yellow, in green color, there are things that can be recycled, and there are also things that cannot be recycled. And that's why if we can reduce in consumptions of this thing, it is better for us. For example, like coated paper containers, they cannot be recycled. Plastics and styrofoam, for example, it cannot be recycled. And then all glass, some of the glass can, but some of the glass cannot. And then because we are talking about recycling activity for plastics, you might see the symbol here. If you can see here, this is what I mean just now. If you buy something, some plastic bottle or some plastic container, look at the bottom of that plastic container. They are coding like this. Ada number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So if the number is 1 here, it can be recycled. Number 2, recyclable. Number 3, not recyclable. Number 4, you have to check. Recyclable. Number 6, not recyclable, and number 7 is not recyclable. All right, you have to check the numbers. Not all material can be recyclable, and you have to have knowledge about that. Okay, so that is the basic things, and there are numbers also can help guide you how many times that you can recycle your plastic bottles, for example. Look at this. If the number is a little bit small, sometimes it cannot be recycled in many times. All right, and normally number 7, like expensive baby milk bottle, they can be recycled quite long time. Not recycled, can be reused. Sorry, the word is reused just now. Can be reused for quite long time, but that long time is not exceeding 1 year. Because when I don't have what we call it, we can see that some of us are using the milk bottle for 3 years, 4 years, until that baby cannot drink the milk anymore, barulah buang kan. But this is not good. It's not good. All right. So how we can do the plastic recycling process? Of course, when we go to the canteen and everything, we get the rubbish, we get the waste, we sort it. So we sort the waste. And then we choose the one that we are going to use. For example, we have the plastic bottles and everything here. You can see the pictures there. And then we do the bundling, kita kemaskan dia, kemetkan dia. Then we shred it, jadikan dia dalam bentuk yang lebih kecil, wash it. And then kita akan, this is the process that we are going to do together to make you understand how the process of recycling the product. And then using, kita akan use apa medium Laila? Injection molding, right?
So is that true?
The process that we are going to use after we shred the plastic bag.
Yes, injection molding.
We are going to use injection molding. We are giving you the opportunity to use that machine in IIUM. So you're going to learn how we are going to reprocess this thing, because we want to train you to become the Khalifah and to take care of this work by recycling process. Next, please. I think I'm taking out sometimes already, right? Yes, next, please. I think this is the last slide. So why the recycling is important? Because we want to reduce amount of waste to landfill. That is the target, why we do recycling. But there are a lot of other efforts by using biodegradable material, by selecting a correct material that easily degrade, for example. But since today we are talking about recycle, so that is the reason why we are the things we put there. The importance of recycling: reduce amount of waste to the landfill, reduce the pristine material use, meaning that the resources used. Sebab bila kita recycle, kita tak perlu ambil lagi plastik lain untuk buat. Kita just recycle the one that we already use. Reduce the amount of energy use. Sebab apa? Kalau kita nak buat baru daripada plastik, kita perlu energy yang sangat banyak. Tapi kalau recycle, the energy use is reduced. So reduce air, lands and water pollution definitely, and then lower the amount of greenhouse gases. This is the reason why, because we don't want to look at the right what we call it, a part of this word. Nampak tak yang ada kuning dah tak bermaya? We want our earth to be like the one that green, that the blue sky. We want to live in a very nice environment. So that's why we are creating the awareness. We come to you to get your help, to make you understand the importance of recycling. There are a lot of other ways, but today we just talk about recycling. Okay, because why? We can go to the next set, because we are the Khalifah, and with the Khalifah, why we are here together, we are going to make the world a better place. This is what we call rahmatan lil alamin, mercy to the all mankind, because when the world is good for us to live in, we give the mercy to other makhluk, to the ant, to the cacing, to the people around us. So that's why we become rahmatan lil alamin, which is fulfilling the concept of what university want. This is a khair. And remember that we will talk about the department just now. We are leading to what we call as engineering, humanizing engineering educations, why we are towards helping the human being make a society, a good well-being of the society. I think that's all from me. Hopefully that is beneficial to all of you. And that's nothing else, that we just hope that we are together in sustaining the world. Thank you very much for that. I give back to the sister MC. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much to Professor Zuraida for her very interesting and informative sharing just now. And I hope that we are achieving, trying to fulfill the khair and also acquire the rahmatan lil alamin, inshallah. And now is the session for the introduction of the recycling products. There will be two parts. First, please welcome Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Abdul Rahman to deliver briefing on recycling polymer. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Sister Aisha. Sister Aisha, would you be able to hear me clearly?
Yes, Dr. Muhammad.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. A very good morning to our HOD, Dr. Ahmad Zahirani, Madam Fariha from CFS, my colleagues in Manufacturing and Materials Engineering Department, perhaps lecturers at CFS, and of course my brothers and sisters, future leaders of Malaysia, future leaders, but they are already Khalifahs. So I'm going to address all of you, including myself, as Khalifah. So we are not Khalifah to be, we are already Khalifah, because Allah already empower us to be the Khalifah on the earth. Okay, my name is Muhammad Abdul Rahman. I'm one of the lecturers in Manufacturing Engineering program, one of the two programs in MME department. And then my colleague, IR Prof. Zuraida, already explained the importance of materials engineering and manufacturing engineering. Yeah? So we are two of the very, very important engineering branches, yeah? Especially in Malaysia. Yeah? So, of course, we hope some of you or many of you would later on join our programs. Yeah? Okay, before we start, because my presentation is not going to take very long, because thank you to Prof. Just now, Prof. already explained so many things about what recycling and including the processes. So my job is now very easy. So it's going to take only a short while. So before we start, let me ask everyone, including myself, to make intention. So take a few moments, make intention, make niyah that we are present here today in this program, actually in our effort to obey Allah and then to obey our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and also to obey ulul amri, those who are given powers among ourselves. And then we hope that whatever we do, our sitting, our talking, our thinking will not be of waste. And then on the other hand, we will receive rewards from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Ameen, inshallah. Okay. Why polymers? Why plastics? Of course, we already saw just now many different pieces of information from Prof. Zuraida's talk. But I just want to share with you a little bit more, perhaps facts and figures, just to maybe perhaps help us to understand. Brothers and sisters, since the introduction to plastics to our world, it has been 6.3 billion tons of plastic. 6.3 billion tons of plastics produced. And then only 600 million tons have been recycled so far, so which is less than 10%. Less than 10%. And then I didn't know this before, but now I knew that according to WWF fact sheet, Malaysia has the highest per capita consumption of plastics in our region, which is about 20 kilograms per year per person. So imagine Dr. Aiman is using 20 kilos of plastics every year, and then myself. So you can convert this. One half a liter water bottle is about 20 gram. So you divide 20,000 gram by 20 gram. And then if we are eating bread, the bread tag is 1 gram. So divide 20,000 grams by all these weights of common plastic materials in our life. So we now can realize how much we are contributing to the pollution and waste in our world. Okay, and then PET just now, our mineral water bottles, they are usually made from PET, polyester. So the triangle that Prof. Zuraida showed just now, it is number one. So PET takes around 450 years to degrade. 450 years. So how many lives of normal people like us? So that's why actually we would like to do something on or in this area. Okay. Can I have the next slide, please? Okay, brothers and sisters. Prof. Zuraida already talked about 3R just now. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. So those materials that we have been talking about now, so me, myself, and then many people think of this material as trash, as rubbish. So perhaps we can start by changing the way we think, and start using the term like gold, maybe, So these recyclable materials, and even if they are not 100% recyclable, so perhaps they can be reused, yeah, to make other things, yeah. So the term that we should perhaps know now is upcycle. It's not recycle, but upcycle, because upcycle means we are going to use the materials to make other products of higher values. Yeah, so upcycle, that's the term. And then these are goals, yeah, brothers and sisters. So, so we have to value them. Some people, by certain knowledge that they are given, yeah, they are able to convert these goals, yeah, to generate wealth, yeah. So that's why the term or concept waste to wealth, yeah, W2W. And when I was browsing for the purpose of this talk, I was browsing the internet for what can be done with bread tap, yeah, and then water bottles. There are so many different type of possible uses of these two materials. Yeah? Some really make beautiful arts, yeah, or artworks, yeah, and I'm sure this can be actually used to generate wealth to some of us. Yeah, so to people like you, my brothers and sisters who are young and creative and innovative, I'm sure this can be done, inshallah. Inshallah. So we want to, that's why before I forget, of course, here in this particular program we call Recycle for Life, Sustainable Initiative for Younger Generations, we are focusing on recycle. But of course, I think we shouldn't limit ourselves to just recycle. I think if you can reuse, yeah, for not only the purpose of making the products that we plan, but also for your own use and good, of course, you are most welcome. That's why I was thinking to myself, instead of having this program for, let's say, 1 or 2 semesters, then finish, I would rather to make it like a long-term partnership, collaboration between us, MMB department, and those now maybe brothers and sisters from CFS, but maybe later they become our students in Gombak, and later they become alumni. So we keep this database of collaborations, of partnership, yeah, of khalifahs, yeah, that are having common interest to do good things, because Khalifah do good things. Why do we want to do good things? Because we already heard Brother Umar reciting that if you do good, Allah's rahmah, mercy is near to us. I'm sure nobody in the right mind, yeah, will not want Allah's mercy close to us, mashallah. Yeah, so that's why. So let's make this partnership a long-term partnership, not just 1 semester, 2 semesters. Yeah, so we want to, for example, maybe Madam Fariha, yeah, to be in the partnership, you know, for long. Yeah, and so on. Yeah, and all the brothers and sisters. Okay. So that's what that's why we want to do. We are terpanggil untuk bersama-sama. This is not new in other places of the world, but we want to start somewhere. Yeah, long journey starts with the first step. Yeah, if you don't take this first step, we will never start walking. Okay. Okay. Can I have the next slide? Okay. Yeah. So don't worry. I'm not gonna take much of your time. So that's why we initiated this program, maybe Dr. Laila's brainchild, and then we in the MME department are supporting, and hopefully we can sustain. Prof. Zoraida mentioned about the word sustain. So it's not easy to sustain good initiative like this. Yeah, so we need motivation, we need awareness, we need drive, internal drive to actually sustain this good initiative. I hope this will be successful, inshallah. Okay, so we hope many of you in CFS will join both the polymer teams and the aluminium can team headed by Dr. Iman, maybe, Sheikh Kabir, Dr. Iman. Now you can call him Sheikh Kabir. Okay, because we want to create awareness, not only you brothers and sisters, but me also and all of us, and then we want to have right level of motivation, and then we want to have to learn together, and then we want to contribute to this. Not only today, not only 1 semester, 2 semesters, it's going to be a long-term partnership, inshallah. Okay, so we hope that many of you will join. I think the team would inform about the mechanism for you to register yourself. So we are forming the team also in Gombak, consisting of your senior in UG and PG level. So we are going to work together, inshallah, as soon as we start officially. Okay, can I have the next slide, please? Okay, as mentioned by Prof. Zuraida just now, I think what we are planning now, of course this may change, we would like to do some recycling work involving bread tag, bread tags, normally throw, I threw, until Prof. Zuraida asked, I threw them, so I threw them, sorry about that. And then plastic bottles, plastic bottles. So these two we will start be collecting. So what we envision is that our brothers and sisters, our Khalifas in CFS will actually do the collection. Of course together with us in Gombak, but our partners in CFS will do the collection of these two main type of materials, or waste, and then we'll do the sorting, accordingly. That includes like removal of labels, because we are not going to be able to recycle them if those water bottles are still fixed with paper labels, for example. And then of course we have to reduce the volume, because we know that these water bottles occupy lots and lots of volume. So we will actually reduce the volumes, and then we will communicate how to transport these materials down to Gombak, and then the Gombak team will look into the granulation and breaking down of the waste materials into smaller particles, pellets, granules, and then which with proper perhaps addition of some additives maybe. So the materials engineers in the team, inshallah, they will be working on this so we can compound them to make useful products. So maybe injection molding, maybe thermoforming, maybe making filaments, and then pass to Dr. Ayman's team to do 3D printing, maybe. Maybe he's nodding his head. So please to buy our raw materials. Okay, can I have the next slide, please? Okay, I already mentioned about this one. So the next 2 slides, including this one, is just saying that we are going to collect and then sort plastic waste. We already mentioned about the 2 main categories of interest now. Okay, and then we sort them properly, and then we reduce the volume, and then of course for the water bottles, they were thinking actually to make this into filaments. Okay, maybe some more studies need to be done on this, and then hopefully these filaments can be used for useful applications. Yeah. And then the next slide, please. And then, of course, similarly, for bread tags, yeah, we will collect them. Yeah. As I mentioned to you, we may include some other type of waste, yeah, of different materials, but we have to start somewhere. So we can shred this plastic waste, and then of course we have injection molding machine in Gombak, yeah, in Gombak. If it's possible, we can actually have the involvement of even the brothers and sisters from CFS, yeah. So we'll see how it goes, inshallah. But we have to start, and that's the most important thing. Can I have the next slide, please? Okay, are we ready, Khalifas, to take up the challenge? Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna ask any of you, but I'm just asking you, and then you answer in your own mind whether we want to do, yeah, some small effort, yeah, to actually contribute, yeah, to protect our own world, yeah, our own environment, yeah. Or I hope by now everybody has a good understanding why we need to do this, yeah. So please make intention, yeah, be ready to register, and then be ready to get more information and knowledge, yeah, and then let's contribute to this small initiative, inshallah, yeah. Okay, and I will leave you with the last slide. Sorry, it's taking a little bit more time than initially assigned to me. So this last slide is talking about the same thing, but I just want to ask everyone to look at the slides. Yeah, these are actual happenings. Yeah, actual happenings. Everybody knows this, I think. Yeah. So you see two pairs of photos there. On top, that was New Delhi. Yeah, New Delhi. Before the pandemic, and then after the pandemic, after the lockdown, after the lockdown. And then on the right, you see that is Italy, or that was Italy, full of smog, and then before the lockdown, and after so many wave of lockdown, so the air is clear, so you can see. Yeah, so this confirms that what Allah says in the Quran, that the world is corrupted because of the hands of men, the hand of men. And that shows that, inshallah, with the will of Allah, that we can also do something to contribute. Allah will not ask you whether Dr. Aman Sheikh Kabir already improved the air around UIA, Gombak, but Allah will ask whether Dr. Aiman wants to do something and then tries to do something. Right, Dr. Aiman Sheikh Kabir? Yeah, sorry lah.
Sami wa ta'ala.
Okay. So meaning we have to remember and understand this. Yeah, all my brothers and sisters in CFS, you are the Khalifas. You are not the Khalifas to be. You are already the Khalifas. All of us are Khalifas, yeah. So our job, our responsibility is to do good, because we want Allah's mercy close to us, inshallah. And then we want to do this, and we want to develop this awareness. We want to be having a certain level of motivation because we understand this, and then we want to contribute, yeah, in whatever capacity we are able to, inshallah. Yeah? So be strong. Khalifas, yeah, be strong, because Khalifas have power, just like Prof. Zarada said, be a hero, but Khalifas must have power. Without power, you are not a Khalifah. So empower yourself, empower myself also. May Allah give us the strength, yeah. So empower yourself, Khalifas, yeah. So let's try and do something, and then we welcome all of you to this program, and then please register to either of the teams, inshallah. Okay. Wallahu alam bisawab. Forgive me for any shortcomings. I hope I'm not giving you a wrong idea in whatever way. So, okay. So I just want to say that I'm only a part of the polymer team, and then there are many other materials engineers and also manufacturing engineers in team polymer. Yeah, so you are most welcome to communicate, inshallah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Dr. Muhammad, for the interesting information of polymers. Here, I want to promote you guys to participate the Recycle for Life Sustainable Initiative for Younger Generation, because there will be 2 parts, and it has been include the link of the participating form, and you can join any of these 2. And saying about these 2, next part is about metals. I would like to invite Assistant Professor Technologist Dr. Nur Aiman Sukinda to deliver a briefing on recycling aluminium. Please welcome.
Alright, a'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning, selamat pagi. Thank you to our moderator, Sister Asha, our respected HOD, Dr. Zairani, Madam Fariha from CFS, all the lecturers, participants, as well as brothers and sisters. And for my part, I think this is the second project. Just share with you in a very short period of time. Yeah, I know a lot of input today, and yeah, I was a student before. I know how it feels when we actually get so many inputs. So somehow at point of time it's gonna be like a blank. Yeah, but I will ensure you that I just go very fast on this. What we're gonna do on the next project. Let me share my screen first. All right, on behalf of the team, I would like just briefly explain on the next project, recycling of aluminum can. As mentioned, we have 2 projects. Yeah, the second project is recycling of aluminum cans. This one is actually led by the Dr. Laila. So our aim is basically we want to convert waste from the aluminum cans, and then we want to convert into something that more valuable. Yeah, something that we can use, something that unique, something that creative, rather than it's just a waste. We want to convert into something that more valuable, something that we can be used. All right, so basically involve 4 processes. I just go very fast on this. We're gonna have collecting and sorting. So we already identified some of the collecting center in IUM, yeah. And then we're gonna have a shredding process. This is where we put everything, the aluminum can, into the shredding machine, and then we convert it into small pieces. And then the next one, we go for the melting process. We're gonna heat up until 660 or more or less 700 degrees Celsius. So it's actually quite hot, yeah. And then after that, we're gonna have the last one. We're gonna have a casting process. This is where actually we converted the waste into something that more valuable, yeah, something a new products. Yes, of course, in the middle we're gonna have some of other process, like we're gonna have a design. We need to have a pattern making. I will just go through on that later on. And in reality, industry, this is where if we want to make a new product, this is the process involved. Yeah, I just want to share that if you're talking about the manufacturing process, for example, we need 2 main things. Yeah, the material and also the process. When we're talking about the manufacturing process, basically we convert it into raw material. We convert the raw material into a new product, into something that more valuable. When talking about economics, we want to convert raw material into something that we can sell, yeah, something that we can gain profit. So this is how the industry works. Yeah, we need a material, we need a manufacturing process. These both actually is related to each other. We cannot separate material and also manufacturing. If you have a material, we don't have the manufacturing process, as mentioned by Prof. Zuraida and also mentioned by Dr. Muhammad. we cannot separate these two. Yeah, these two is basically interrelated to each other. That's why we have under one department, manufacturing and material department. We need a material, and then we need a process, yeah, to convert the material into something that more valuable, or some convert into a new product. Okay, I just go very fast on this. Some of the steps that involve. Yeah, of course, as I mentioned, we have a 4 major step, but on after melting, before we go for the casting process, we need actually some we call it as a design, yeah, or we call it as a pattern making. So we need a design. Well, nowadays a lot of software we can use. For example, Inventor, SolidWorks. Even now, Inventor offering a free software. You can just log into the Autodesk Inventor, free software for student. We have a version, student version, and also we have a Tinkercad. Please somehow, if you have a free time, please explore that, the software. As engineer, the design, I mean, using any software to design something is quite, I mean, it's a must. Yeah, nowadays it's a must. So try to explore that. Even now we are go down to secondary or primary school. We have some workshop. We some are offering a workshop to the secondary and primary school. Try to, you know, expose to the design software and somehow expose to the latest technology, for example, 3D technology. So that's why we actually, our main target to have the student to increase the creativity of the student, yeah, by utilizing this design software. And after the design, the next one we have we call it sand casting, or this one where the 3D printing comes in. And we need the design, and then after that, if we need a new product, yes, of course we need a pattern. Yeah, we need a pattern. So pattern in our project we are using a 3D printing technology. Well, I'm not going into deeper into that. Well, 3D printing technology, we have a lot of system, water-based, liquid-based. We have a solid-based. In our AUM campus, in our lab, we have a liquid-based, and also we have a solid-based. So for this project, we're using a solid-based, which is using a fused deposition modeling. And after we have the pattern, and then we're gonna make a mold, or in Bahasa we call it as like acuan. Yeah. After we have acuan, and then we pour molten metal. This is where the melting processes begin, and then we pour into the main cavity. This is the overall the sand casting is. And then after that, we're gonna have a finishing. This is where we're gonna have a grinding, yeah, polishing, everything to make perfect for our final products. All right, I just want to share with you some of the application of 3D printing technology. Now we're talking a lot on 3D printing technology. Currently in industry, they are moving to the IR 4.0. Now our country also put a lot of effort in moving to the IR 4.0, and one of the elements is basically involving this additive manufacturing. Yeah, of course, the advanced material as well, where these two processes actually related to each other. And this is one of the example that application in automotive industry. I just share with you. I think I just fast forward a bit. Yeah, this is a German company. They are making 3D printed car. Yeah, fully functional. It's not just a prototype. It's basically a it's not just a model, but it's basically a fully functional prototype. This is a big one. We have this kind of printer in our lab, but not the big one is like in the video. We have a small one. I just fast forward a bit on this. Yeah, this is the process. You know, this is how it works. Yeah. All right, the next one, I just also fast forward on this. This is another application on 3D printing technology in a medical field. My PhD actually, I did 3D printing technology in a medical related to biomaterial. I'm printing a temporary support bone. And this is one other application on 3D printing technology, additive manufacturing. I just fast forward on this. Yeah, we can have a prototype of skull or bone, and eventually we can get the end use part as well. This is the example. We have that. I think Prof. Zuraida also just bought a new one. The brand, the same brand, Ultimaker. Right, I just fast forward on this, and also other application in the construction. Yeah, during the COVID-19 pandemic in China, they are actually building a house. Yeah, using a 3D printing technology. I just want to share that this is the latest trend. Yeah, of technology. Just fast forward a bit. All right, so those are basically example of there are a lot of application in 3D technology in the in the a lot in the other industry like in the rocket industry as well. They are now producing 3D printed rocket, in replacing the conventional one. I'm not saying that 3D printing will replace, but it's actually it's a good initiative, for the industry to reduce overall manufacturing costs. Now, I think the last two slides, is it aluminum recycling worth it? Yes, of course. It saves more than 90% of the energy to make a new aluminum. Now we're talking a lot on the SDG. I think you somehow aware that we have a 17 SDG. Even in IUM, we're talking about the 17 SDG, Sustainable Development Goal. And somehow in IUM, we have another one, we call it as a Maqasid Sharia. We'll just a bit touch on that. And of course, that's why we implementing the 3D print technology in our projects. Why? Because now we are talking about sustainable manufacturing process, sustainable future, sustainable, everything is sustainable. So that's why one of the element, as I mentioned in IR 4.0, is 3D print technology or additive manufacturing. Why? Because this technology is actually promoting sustainable manufacturing. Why is sustainable? Because it reduces waste material, it reduce, and also it reduce cost in terms of the manufacturing time, it will reduce. So that's why additive manufacturing is one of the sustainable manufacturing. And when we're talking about the SDG 17, or 17 SDG, in this project is very much related to SDG number 9 and 12. Actually, some of the SDG also can be related, but I just want to focus these two. So that's why you somehow get the idea what is SDG is. So SDG is basically from the UN, United Nations, in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. And this is basically the global goals, to protect the planet, to promote sustainability, to have a balanced life, everything. So that's why we try to inculcate this, 17 SDG in our IUAM campus as well. So this project is very much related to SDG number 9, which is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Why? As I mentioned, by implementing some of the latest technology, like for example, 3D printing, we can cut a lot of costs. We can cut or we can reduce the manufacturing time. So this actually involved on this SDG number 9, very much related to SDG number 9, as well as very much related to SDG 12, responsible consumption and production. Why? Because we doing a recycle thing. We reduce a lot of energy, and we reuse again. So this is very much related to SDG number 12. And again, as a Muslim in Islam, we have that as well. We call it as a maqasid of Sharia daruriyat, or obligation to safeguarding the essential. Now in IUM campus, in the main campus, we're talking a lot on SDG 17 and this one as well. Obligation to safeguarding the essential. Well, actually in Islam, we actually cover this kind of aspect. SDG, we call it SDG 17. It's a long time ago. It's just that the UN just come out in 2015. We already have that. We just not somehow we're not aware on that. Preservation of property, for example, preservation of life. those kind of thing is basically very much related whatever mentioned in SDG 17, 17 SDG as I mentioned before. So yeah, actually this project somehow will open up our mind that we not just promoting, contribute to SDG, we actually contribute to our something that benefit to our life. Yeah, we doing a good deed, inshallah. We will get reward, as I mentioned by Prof. Zuraida and Dr. Muhammad just now. As a Muslim, we doing a lot of good deed. We will get reward. It's our intention. Yeah, in our intention in the program is very important as well. Not only just to fill up your free time, to join any other program, but our intention. This is a very good initiative led by Dr. Laila, and somehow we have a platform to do a good deed. And inshallah, I believe everything what we do will get reward somehow from Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. I think that's it from me. Back to you, our moderator, Sister Aisha. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Aiman, for a very informative information about metals. And now all of you have been aware of the recycling of the used products made from polymers and metals. As a reminder, that if you, brother and sisters, are very interested to join our program, you can fill in the participating form which has been pasted in the message section. And also for YouTube viewer, you can also click the link to choose which one of the team that you want to join, and you can also participate and contribute to this kind of recycling the used products and make the very interesting end products. Okay, so now is the time that we are waiting for. So for those who still stay with us in the Google Meet, you can scan the QR code here for the quiz time, and you can also grab the Grab Food voucher worth 20 ringgit and 10 ringgit. We are going to choose 10 winners. So for the YouTube viewer, you can also scan the QR code and you can join us. So now I would like to pass to the moderator for the quiz, Sister Wan Rashidah, please. Thank you.
Alright. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wan Rashidah and I am going to be moderating this quiz session. So brothers and sisters, we have come to a slot where you can stand a chance to win 10 Grab vouchers worth of 20 ringgit for 10 lucky students. If you pay attention throughout our session since the beginning, you will find no difficulty in answering these questions. Now, I would like everyone to go to Mentimeter website or just scan the QR code on your screen. So we will wait about 5 minutes to make sure everyone is in. Please make sure that you are using your own name as well, as it will be easier for us to contact the winners.
Seventeen people has joined us today, so we will be waiting another 2 minutes. Come join us and you can grab the food voucher? 18 people now. Okay. Should we start now?
Okay, so we can start now, I think. So are you ready? Let us begin with the first question. What are the two products that we will recycle during this program? Is it bottle cap and aluminum can, water bottle and aluminum foil, bread tags and aluminum can, or bread tag and aluminum can lid? Answer is bread tag and aluminum can. The second question. What are the respective raw materials for the product answered previously? Is it polymer and metal, polymer and ceramic, composite and metal, or composite and composite? Yep, the answer is polymer and metal, composite and also metal. The third question, what are the possible end product that we can achieve after recycling plastic bottle?
Oh, sorry for the technical problem because right now my laptop is getting hang. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Wait, Okay, now we can proceed.
Question 4. which is not our actions as Khalifah to preserve the environment? Reuse, reduce, recycle, or retake? The correct answer is retake. Good job. The last question. Which is not relevant to the importance of recycling in our daily life? Save money and energy, reduces the amount of waste, promote awareness, or prevents pollutions. The correct answer is promote awareness. So these are the leaderboard. So congratulations to all winners and good job to everyone. I thank you all for participating our quiz session. Congratulations to Tuan Sumaya Rosli for winning the first place. And with that, I would like to say thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will pass back the floor to our moderator. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the 10 winners. I will post it. Do you remember your name? Do you remember your ranking? Okay, if you guys didn't remember who are the winner, I will list the name. I will list the name of the winners here at the comment sections. Okay, now without further ado, I want to invite all of you to open up your camera for the photo session for us to keep the memories, and will be updated in our website and also Facebook. So please open up your camera. Thank you.
Alia boleh stop sharing sekejap? Nak tangkap gambar? Okay Aisyah, tolong kira 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so now open up your camera and see smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, another one. Give your big smile. Say 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, nice. So now let's thumbs up. Thumbs up or do your freestyle one. Okay, last one. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, thank you very much for your cooperation and also your attention. So I would like to remind once again to all the winners just now. Did you remember your ranking or not? If you not remember, I will list up the winners here. So please don't leave right now because you will lose the chance to grab the food voucher. And another one, I would like to remind all of you, to the students, brothers and sisters, if you guys interested to join the polymer team or also aluminium team, please fill in the participating form, which has also been pasted in the YouTube comments, and also here at the Google Meet message section. And lastly, please follow our Facebook page at mme.iium. The sharing presentation. And also our website, which will be updated from time to time, which will be also include these activities. We have a lot of upcoming activities, which will be very interesting for you guys. Here you can see that there is a poster Recycle for Life, and we here at our Facebook of the department also updated from date to date. So please join us, fill in the participating form, and yeah, come. Okay. So again, thank you very much for your attention. Let us end our session today with Tasbih Kafarah and Surah Al-As. Thank you so much.